So, hello kindergarten. Today we are going to start this strips of colored paper glued down and adding different kinds of lines. We're going to talk about different kinds of lines: straight lines, wavy lines, zigzag lines, dotted lines, broken lines, all different kinds of things that we can turn into a line, and we're going to draw them on strips of colored paper, and then we're going to glue them down on black paper so that you get this space between them and you can see the black paper through it. And when you glue paper together, there's a fancy art term called collage. And it's a French word, collage, that means pasted paper. So when you glue paper together, it's called a collage. So this is a variety of line with strips of paper glued together. And so it's a collage of strips. So you're going to start with a black piece of paper. And I may or may not have written your name on the black paper. If I have, you can just skip this next part. But if I didn't, you're going to take a white crayon and you're going to write your name on the back of the black paper. And you're going to put the letter of the day that you have art. So if you have art on A day, you're going to draw a big A. If you have art on B day, you'll draw a B. If you have art on C day, you'll draw a C. So I'm going to draw the letter A. You're going to flip it over. And then out of the bin in the middle of your table is going to be a whole bunch of strips, and I want you to pick one strip out of the bin, whatever strip you want to work with. And these strips might be as long as your black paper. They might be longer like this one. They might be shorter. It's okay. Try to pick some long strips that will reach across the paper, but if you end up with a shorter strip that doesn't quite reach, I will fix that for you when we're finished. So on your first strip, whatever color you want to work with today, on your first strip you're going to take the marker. Now remember, the marker has two parts. It has the body, the part that's white with the stripes, and it has the black cap. You're going to pull the cap off, and when you pull the cap, just pull it straight out and try to keep your arms away from your body. If you put the marker too close to your body and you pull the cap, you might accidentally mark on your clothes. So you're going to pull the cap. Don't twist the cap off, because that'll hurt the marker. So you want to just pull the cap off, and with the marker going down the middle of your first strip, I want you to draw a straight line all the way down the middle of the strip. You're going to put the cap on the marker, and then you're going to open your glue bottle. Remember that you twist the pointy part of the glue, not the big ring around the bottom. Twist the pointy part of the glue, and near the top of your black paper you're going to draw a line of glue all the way across. You're not going to put glue on the strip. You're going to put glue on the black paper. Then you're going to take your strip and you're going to glue it with the straight line that you drew facing up, and you're going to glue that down on the black paper. And you can kind of scoot that up to the tippy top of your paper. And these strips hang off the sides, but that's okay. Later on I'll trim that off for you. So now I want you to pick a different colored strip. And on this strip, you're going to uncap your marker, and on this strip I want you to draw a wavy line. So a wavy line curves up, and then it curves down, and then it curves up, and then it curves down, and then it curves up. And so I want you to draw a wavy line across that strip, and then take your glue, draw a line of glue across the black paper. Don't put this line of glue right next to the strip. Leave a little bit of black space between the glue line and your strip. And then you're going to glue this strip down onto the paper, and I want you to leave a little bit of space between this strip and that strip. So I have a yellow and a blue strip. I want you to leave a little bit of space between your two strips. So I'm leaving a little bit of space between my yellow and my blue, and then that gives me a little bit of black edge there. Now I want you to pick a new strip, different color, a color you have never used before. Uncap your marker, and I want you to draw a broken line. So you're going to pick up your pencil. And remember that we can find a broken line in the middle of the street. So pick up your marker and draw short little pieces of a line, leaving space between. Then put the cap back on the marker. Take your glue, draw a straight line of glue. Glue this strip down, leaving a little bit of black space between the second strip and this new strip. Pick another strip of a color you've never used before. So remember to always put the cap on the end of the marker. That way it won't get lost. So you're going to put the cap on the end, and then I want you to draw a zigzag line. And a zigzag line has sharp points, and it looks like alligator teeth. So you're going to go up and then come down, and make sure that makes a point there. And you go up and then down, up down, up, down. Nice sharp points at the top and the bottom. It shouldn't look anything like a wavy line. That's a gentle hill and curve. And then put the cap on your marker. Draw another line of glue and glue this strip on. Please notice how I'm gluing these on nice and straight and I'm not gluing them on all crooked. So I'm going to scoop this up nice and straight, leaving a little bit of space between these two strips. All right, new strip. This one I want you to do a dotted line. So you're going to draw little dots with your marker and then you're going to fill them in. So this is going to take you a little bit of time. You can't just go dot, dot, dot. You've got to draw a circle, color it in. Draw a circle, color it in. All right, there's my dots. I'm going to put the cap on my marker, draw a line of glue, glue my strip down. Now this is a nice long strip that hangs off the sides, but remember, I'll trim that up for us later. All right, new strip, new color, color you've never used before. And on this strip, I want you to draw a line of X's over and over again. So take your marker and draw the letter X over and over again. And by drawing these X's right next to each other, we're drawing a line of X's, putting them right next to each other, and it's a straight line of X's. And then you're going to draw a line of glue, glue your X strip down, new strip. On this one, let's do a bunch of number 1s over and over again. So take your marker, draw number 1. Now remember, if these markers, if you have a marker that doesn't work, put the cap on it and give it to me. And that we have plenty of these markers, so I'll give you another one, or you can get a new one out of the basket that does work. Don't use any markers that don't work. So put the cap on your marker, draw a line of glue, glue that down. New strip. And on this one, let's do a bunch of zeros over and over again. So you're going to draw open circles over and over again with your marker. You're not going to fill them in. A bunch of zeros or a bunch of O's. Put the cap on your marker. Glue that down. All right. On this one, let's do a thick line. Now, a thick line looks different than a thin line. A thin line looks like this. A thick line is going to be wider, or a thin line almost looks like that. So what I want you to do is take your marker, and you're going to draw a straight line down the middle of the strip like we did on that first strip. And then right next to it, draw another line right next to it. And if you want, you could even do a third line right next to it, so you make a nice, thick, fat line. Put the cap on your marker, line of glue, and if you look, I'm at the end of my black paper. I'm finished. You might have filled up your paper and finished with this line, or you might have finished with this line. But if you have enough room for one more line, then maybe draw one that you've already drawn again and practice it. Or I'll give you another tip or a new line. And so if you need one last line to fill your black paper, I have one for you. It can be a curly line. So you can go around and you curl and you go round and you round and around. And it looks like curly hair. And you just go round in a circle, round in a circle, round in a circle, all the way across. And that can be your last line if you need another line. And then when you're finished, you're going to close up your glue bottle nice and tight. Put the cap on your marker so it stays closed. Put it back in the basket. Put your glue bottle back in the bucket standing up. And then you're going to give this to me so I can put it on the drying rack. And then I'll trim those off for you next time. And now you have your variety of line collage.